Hello. Actually meant to edit this before I went live, but we're live now. I'm gonna change that. Today we had 0 installs and 2 repairs, bringing us up to 16 year to date. Well, the big stats reveal is out. Still 11 subscribers and just a couple repairs today. So today in the little book of details, I had a repair this morning. The guy wanted an anode replaced on a 5-year-old tank just as a service, and I asked him if he wanted to get a major service done, basically replace every functioning part to do with heating, tempering valve, thermostat element, the relief valve, which is recommended after 5 years, and the anode, which he wanted himself. So there's 5 parts with the call out and labour. The total was $956, including all the parts. And I think for the anode, we probably would have come in about $400. So just added close to over $550 to the job. And the customer was stoked. I made a point of it on my stories that even just suggesting, like, if you make a suggestion at every job, the chances are so high that you're going to get the upsell. And if you don't ask, it's not going to happen. So yeah, always ask on every job if there's any more work that they'd like done, because the chances that you're going to upsell are quite high. They already trust you if they're a repeat customer, and it means their tank's going to be less likely to fail in the future. Looks good for you if you do work and you don't get callbacks. It's just like everyone wins, and you don't have to lie about it or like be sly about it. It's just like you can, even breaking it down into each part, and if a customer knows the price of a part, you say it's a mark, like all parts are marked up. That's how business works. It's like if you buy a t-shirt, you're not paying how much it costs to make the t-shirt. You're paying for possible warranty issues, like because you're covering the warranty of the parts. You got to cover that possibility of manufacturer's warranty using up your time, all your overheads, insurances, petrol, wages, everything. Basically, it's quite easy to justify, not that you have to justify your prices, but it's quite easy to justify a price to a customer or a markup on a part. And if you make it clear, they generally will appreciate it. But the point is, always suggest to do more. You'll make tons more. That was in Hornsby. Went there, did that, and then actually had a non-hot water related job. Just a plug and waste. Pretty slow day today. So it's good to get a bit more meat in that first job. cover expenses of the company that I work for. Something I sort of thought about today in terms of how I want my own business to run, is that like every little detail counts. I'm probably going to reference this plumbing company quite often in these series. Crossroads Plumbing out at Kalara. He had a story once. He'd done some drainage, and they'd reconcreted, put the BTSs after repairing some drainage, BTSs to the ground level. I think there was 3. Pretty sure. If not, there was definitely 2. And he'd positioned. There's 3 screws in some BTSs, and there's like a little nub which centers where the lid goes, and he'd positioned the nub perfectly in the same line as each BTS was basically each BTS was in the exact same position the way the screw was angled, or the nub was angled. And most people, I guess, wouldn't really notice that, and definitely customers wouldn't notice that, but details like that really count, even though they appear invisible. It's like, yeah, when you go into a clean home, you don't notice that it's clean if you're not looking, but you're somehow subconsciously you recognize that it's clean. I feel like it's the same thing. And if you apply like that attention to detail to every little thing in a business, people will subconsciously recognize that and want to. I would expect that they would want to use you, more likely to use you, or more likely to trust you, or yeah, not really sure what I'm getting at here, but I think attention to detail is far more effective than you might realize. And I apply that, excuse me, to my installs. Are very much the same, sort of layout. I kind of get the cold water going up, hot water down, and the hot and cold always in a straight line to each other. So, and then I'll feed the cold and the warm off the hot and cold feeds that are vertical. And I'll try and make them either, if they're not 90 degrees from the hot and cold feed up to the tempering valve, they're going to be 45. So like it's all little details like that people will look at something and go, maybe not recognize it, but it just feels neat for their brain to look at. Even like applying a sticker to your tank or to a circuit board, like having it slightly angled is like not pleasing for the eye. But if it's, you like line it up perfectly square and get it a nice little border around where you've positioned it, it'll sort of subconsciously show up. So that was my business thought, I guess, and I'm going to apply that to my business as many parts of the business as I can. And we've done the stats, and I reckon that could be it for now. I'm going to go into, I've had a business before when I was 26 in the Central Coast. a plumbing business that failed. That was three. Well, I had it for 3 years, and that was when I was nearing 11 years ago now. And I'm going to dissect that, and also how I've evolved the business that I'm setting up now, and what I've done differently there. So whether I do that tomorrow is unlikely, but at some stage I'm going to analyze that business that I had, and what I learned and the differences that I'm making now. All right, time to call it a night, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and see you on the next one.